Top Truck Challenge 2015, I'm with head judge Toby Lavender. He's going to tell us about the technical and safety inspection that we've got to go through each year. Toby.
Yes, Dan, so this is one of the most important steps to this process for us to do. We take every single rig and go over it with a fine-tooth comb from front to back, and we look for all kinds of safety features. We print clear rules for the drivers and co-drivers before they get here, and we make sure that every single one of them is in place.
He has been cleared.
After a nail-biting inspection by the judges and crew, it's off to Robin Stover for the official drivers meeting. And now it's time to meet this year's competitors and their trucks.
My name's Jeremy Brown, and this is my 72 Blazer.
Kimberly Gray from Amity, Oregon, driving my 1975 GMC Purple Minion.
Ryan Egan from Hollister, California. I'm driving a 1983 Chevy K10.
I'm Mike Jaskolski from Laramie, Wyoming. I drive a 1976 K5 Blazer we call Thumper.
Okay, my name's Adam Furlong. I bought this 79 Scout off the original owner, bone stock.
Christopher Bowman. I'm from Mountain Home, Idaho, and I'm wheeling a 1988 GMC Jimmy.
I'm Eric Cam from Red Deer, Alberta, and I'm driving a 1985 Chevy 3/4 ton.
My name is Jason Moon. I'm from Medford, Oregon with my 91 K5 Blazer.
My name is Jake Brazier. I'm from Choiceland, Saskatchewan. This was the first vehicle I ever purchased. It was originally an 85 4Runner.
Dan Osterhout from Alberta, Canada, and I'm driving a 1970-ish Chevy, and I'm here at Top Truck Challenge 2015.
The tow test. Object is to get a 40,500-pound vehicle up a 144-foot hill and do it without braking. The object of the tow test is to unseat this behemoth, this M923A2, from its position of rest. We'll also score each rig by distance, and if they can cross the finish line, extra points. All right, Jason, since you're the first up, any thoughts you've got as you're starting this competition off?
Keep it in one piece before we get to the top to finish the rest of the events.
Oh. Jason, so it looked like your rear end was not spinning. What's up?
I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it. Might have broke something.
Jeremy Brown. Now, you have been here a lot in Hollister Hills, but you've probably never sat in that seat. Any jitters in your belly right now?
No, not too bad.
Go. All right, boys, you got your seatbelts on? Yeah. Good luck, man. On your mark. Get set.
What do you think of that tow test?
It was awesome. Had a little too much bouncing.
All right, next competitor is Mike and his K5 Blazer named Thumper. Mike Jazz, right?
You betcha.
All right, so I just heard some nitrous purging. What's going on under the hood?
We're going to try a 100 shot in this, get a little bit more horsepower, get up this hill. I hope.
Any change up with the tires?
Yeah, we got 15 in the front, 12 in the rear.
It's off to a smooth start. Lean a little bit. Now he's into it. He's got a good pull going. Whoa. All right, Mike, that was an incredible run. Did it run as smooth as you thought it was going to?
Nah, we had a little nitrous pop. I don't think we had enough pressure in our nitrous bottle.
How did it feel in the cab?
Felt great. I goofed up. I tried going to third gear. I should have left her in second, just let it eat.
All right, we're with Eric Cam. Now you're not running a doubler. You're just doing a 496. Is that correct?
We got 496. We got a Northwest Fab under drive.
Eric Cam gets into it. He's got a slight stumble at the beginning. Now he's onto it. Hitting the rev limiter. Sounds like he grabbed a different gear. And that's all she's got. All right, Eric, did you shift gears in the middle of that?
Yeah, I downshifted. I started in second just to see, but fast has given us a little bit of issues, so I downshifted first and went for it.
Are you pleased at all with that run?
I think we might have snapped an axle, so not really.
All right, so any strategies to get up the hill?
Honestly, we're just going to let the truck do the work. We hooked it up where the suspension will do it. Well, the best we can, so.
Kimberly walks into it gently, and then she hits it hard. Oh, she's gotten some backfire going. She's trying to work through it. Just not quite the wheel spin we had. You are no stranger to Hollister Hills and no stranger to Top Truck Challenge. You were an alternate last year. You haven't changed up the truck a whole lot. Did you do any mods to the engine?
It's a whole new engine. It's actually a 2005 LK9 6-liter. It's probably about 150 more horsepower than what I had, so I definitely have more power for this event, just if I can get it to the ground.
All right, Ryan, that looked really smooth. You didn't get any hop or bounce, which was really good, but it didn't seem like a strong pull. What were your thoughts?
I probably should have picked a little bit lower gears, a little bit more traction than I thought. But what can you do? It looks like it's not broken. That's the best thing I can ask for right now.
Daniel Osterhout. Okay. I'm putting too much accent in there. You've got a 427 under the hood. How much horsepower are you putting out?
About 550.
550. You gonna do any shifting on this?
Nope, first gear all the way.
So he's starting off pretty smooth, slowly picking up speed. Very little bounce. That front end is tight. That was a good pull. All right, Dan, that looked really, really smooth. I mean, no stutter, no stammer, no bounce whatsoever almost. Were you pleased?
Absolutely, love the suspension.
It was awesome. It was nailed down. I think you did a good job.
Absolutely.
All right, Adam Furlong here. Once again, he's using the voodoo rope. He's just looping around. He's not doing a double back like a snatch block. He's just going to use the dynamic properties of the rope to give him a little stretch. He's got quite a different setup than everyone. You're running the Cummins engine, so very heavy engine up front. You're also running the Axletech axles. How much do they weigh?
They're about 1,300 pounds an axle.
So we've got 2,600 pounds of unsprung weight in axle alone, a very heavy Cummins up front. Do you think that's going to be your benefit in this event?
I think so. As long as the tranny and other parts hold up, shouldn't have too many issues, I'm hoping.
On your mark, get set.
He seems to be keeping in a low gear. He's using the motor mostly. Very nice pull. Look at that go. That's incredible! Awesome! Now that was an incredible pull. I mean, it seemed like the weight in your axles, unsprung weight, plus the torque in the diesel seemed to pull you through. You pleased with that?
Pretty pleased.
Could have gone any better.
Maybe made it to the finish line.
All right, we're with Jake Bracer here in his Toyota. In your bio, you said the tow test is your least favorite event because of your size. So, going into this knowing that you've got 10 times the weight behind you, what's your strategy going to be to get up the hill?
Lots of gas.
Man, that didn't sound good.
Okay, it sounds like he's let go of his tranny. There he goes. He's back into it. Oh, there goes his front end. Something went. Something's cut loose. So once again, yeah, being outweighed by 10 times his weight of his rig, he couldn't even get it off the starting line and something let loose. Poor guy, this was definitely not his event. Quick, what let loose?
I think the transfer case is broken.
Christopher Bowman, you've got a big white Jimmy here. You're putting out how much horsepower out of that motor?
Stock TBI, so like what, 100 maybe? I'm not sure. It's not much. We're gonna give it hell.
You ready to do this? You guys got your seatbelts on in there? Yeah. All right, boys, give it hell. On your mark, get set, go.
Chris is hammered down right away. He's in a really low gear because he has very little tire spin. And that engine is wrapped out. Oh, he's got some bad bounce going. Oh, and he let go some parts. Hold it right there. Okay, it's just his winch. That's good. What he has done, he had his winch strapping down his front axle to try and minimize that bounce. He's still got some bounce going, and the power of that bounce just sheared his roller fairlead right off. Let's go talk to him. All right, Chris, so you were trying to minimize the bounce. You got a lot of bounce, so much bounce that it ripped your roller fairly right off. You pleased with that run?
Hell yeah, I'm pleased with that run. That was a blast. I can't wait to do it again. Let's do it again.
The toe test was taken by Adam and his coal roller. It was tight this year, but he pulled out ahead. The frame twister. 20 minutes to get through this course, 30-second penalty for hitting a cone, and if you get your tire outside of one cone, you're disqualified. Frame Twister 2015, every year we want to make it a little different to keep it fresh. But this year we're starting them at the squeeze rocks, right into the logs, which you know so well, and then our root pile has been mired down in this mud that's like concrete, so it ain't moving. After this, we've got a great surprise for them. They're into the culverts, but not the regular culverts that you used to know. These ones have been mangled and mixed with tires. Tires are really slick when they're wet, plus they give. So as you're trying to get traction, they're flopping around and moving. So it makes it very difficult to get over there. So the best way is through the air. Airborne assault. That's the Frame Twister 2015. First up for the Frame Twister is Adam in his coal roller, and he's first up into the squeeze rocks right away. Now a little bit rear steer, trying to work his way around that. Nice move, he's into that hole. He's up 3, he's using some of that torque, he's trying to get up over it, and there he goes. He got traction, whoa. He almost fell out of bounds. Oh, he lost it, crud, we have catastrophic failure. All right, so as he was coming over that rock, he lost his bogger. His bogger went flat, it dragged, then also he caught the back end, pulled his radius arms and his control arms right out. Total destruction. Let's get him out of the way. Next competitor. Kim Gray's next in the chute, right into squeeze rocks, doing a great job getting around it. Yeah, she's using the skid panels to skid around. Nice. Oh, but she falls into the hole, but she's recovering nicely. She makes that look easy. Wow, that was awesome. All right, so in the Frame Twister, there's multiple strategies. A lot of people have high air pressure in their tires in hopes to bounce through the logs without damaging their tires. Or they may go low air pressure, so they try and crawl over the logs. And then, of course, there's the third option, winch, winch, winch. They're going with number 3. They're through the logs and into the dry root pile. And with 4:42, they're out of the root pile, looking at the culverts and a home run.
Okay, get on that tire. Let's go.
You all right? You all right? Jeremy's been around Top Truck Challenge for many years, but this is his first time in the driver's seat. Now also he's a standard transmission, so he's not an automatic. When you've got a clutch, sometimes, you know, when you let off the clutch, it releases and you roll back. So he did that, but he's able to salvage it. So after quite a struggle in the squeeze rocks, he's into the logs, but he's gonna play it safe and winch his way through. There he goes, he's made it. Now he's into the culverts. He's seeing the finish line. He's anxious to get through this. Nice, he's got that cone. He maneuvers right by it. Good job, great articulation. He's out. Oh, what a relief. Ryan enters the Frame Twister. Now he's familiar with this because he's a local. Let's see how well he plays this. Little bit of sheet metal remodeling. But yeah, he's just driving like he's coming through his driveway. Now to avoid any more damage to his hydraulic steering components, they've decided to winch out of the squeeze rocks. That may be a good call. So if anyone can make it through the logs without winching, they're gonna have a great advantage in time. Again, the speed of those winches is paramount to get through these logs, keep a good time running. He picks a little different line than everyone else through the dry root pile. He picked the far left-hand side, starting to angle it, and then made it right through without any problems. Now he's into the culverts. He's wasting no time now, making up some of the time he used up in the squeeze rocks. Now this he's familiar with. He's driven this before. This hasn't changed, so he's familiar with where to go and what line to pick. And there he goes. Wow, that was a good run. Okay, Mike is in. He's got that huge motor, 555. He munches down on that rock. His bumper's eating it for lunch. And Mike Jazz enters in the log section of the frame twister. Let's see what he does. Is he gonna hammer it? Or is he gonna try and crawl it? Excellent move. And he's over his winch line. He's facing the right direction though. A little more horsepower, and he's over it. Nice spot. He's got to turn into it, straighten it out. He's headed out of bounds. Judge is watching him. And boy, he barely makes it. He almost went out of bounds on that turn. Okay, he's through. What were your thoughts going through that section there at the end?
It was tough. It was really tough. Our winch kind of was giving out on us a little bit, but we'll be all right. That was fun, but it was tough.
Eric Cam is next to test his mettle in the squeeze rock section of the frame twister. He seems to be doing very well, and wow, he gets through it in, I think, the best time of the day. Now, Cam is used to Canadian wheeling, so he's used to water, mud, and log. And he's going to try bouncing through it Canadian style. He's got the horsepower. His motor seems to be stumbling a little bit, but he's got a great run going so far. He's into the culverts. Oh, and stutters again. All right, Eric, you did not disappoint. However, your motor was stumbling. What's going on?
Fast man's giving us issues all weekend. It's been good for like 3 years, and we drive 30 hours and it starts giving us grief. So it is what it is, man.
Christopher Bowman, the showman, in his Jazzy Jimmy, enters squeeze rock of the frame twister. Now he's got those Axle Tech axles, so he's got about 3,000 pounds of unsprung weight, but he seems to be using it to his advantage. Stout material. He's only got a 350 powering it. Let's see if he can get those Mickey Thompsons to hook up. And look at that spread. Incredible hookup. Boy, those tires just grabbed onto that rack and said, "You're mine." Wow, look at that. He's bouncing through. Those Mickey Thompsons are taking it. Oh wait, something let go. All right, so right there, you can see it right underneath the truck. You've got a separation of the drive shaft in the rear. He had a great run going. But then again, once again, we were talking about weight and a lot of energy and stress on the components. So when he hit that log, drive shaft separated, he's in two-wheel drive. Let's see if he can get out. Now in two-wheel drive, he tries the culverts. Let's see if he can get through here in two-wheel drive. So he's got to make one long pull to the finish line. Okay, he's doing a great run. He's 7 minutes into it. Under winch power, two-wheel drive, he's actually making better time than some of the other competitors. And he crosses the finish line. That is so cool. Bowman, the showman, you do not disappoint. That was an awesome show. Now, you did in better time than some competitors in two-wheel drive. How do you feel?
Badass, man. This is good stuff. That guy right there hauling the winch line, running it for me, he's the man. He got me through this.
Tell us about your winch. You're running dual motors, and they seem to be the new motors.
We call it the Franken winch. It's been named. A couple of 6 horsepower Warren XP motors on a couple gear trains. Took a little bit to figure it out. First time we tested it was right there. Didn't know if it was going to explode and launch the winch over the mountain or whether it was going to pull this thing forward, and it did exactly what I wanted it to. I don't have much horsepower, but the winch makes up for it. So.
Daniel charges into the slick rock section. He's got smaller tires than most, well-balanced rig, Rockwell axles, 6.72 gear ratio. Let's see if he got it all together, rear steer and all, make something happen. There, that's the line. It's so hard to set up that line. Like Kimberly had the perfect line and just blitzed right over it. But now, oh, he had it, now lost it. Sometimes rear steer can be your friend and sometimes it can't. He's now out of bounds. Dang. Jason Moon enters the frame twister. He's the largest rig. In fact, he's so large, he altered the tide here in California when he came to the state. Now he's got a lot of plate metal on it, 18-inch coilovers, and a 639-inch engine that just stuttered right now. Let's see if he can get it going, man. Yep. So he's using some of that protection because he's just driving right over. But let's see if that weight hinders him. His size is okay because he's just able to crawl right over that first rock. But with size comes weight. We're hearing some strange noises from the suspension. So watch carefully. His drive shaft is still spinning, but his axle's not engaged. That means he's lost his gear in the axles, which is a bad thing. He's also in two-wheel drive right now. He is dragging the tow rig towards him. He is so heavy that the tow rig cannot hold him still. He's pulling the tow rig into the course. Frame twister's over and out, and so's Cam. He's way out ahead of everyone. In fact, 40% of the field didn't even finish.
A ton of pulling power. You saw.
Give way!
About on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
And there it goes. The spotter's got to cross the line with him. One, and the spotter finishes. There you go. Woohoo!